Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and welcome the Eastern Oregon University graduating class of 2018.
Welcome. My name is Lacey Carpillo, the Vice President for Student Affairs. It is with great honor that I hereby open Eastern Oregon University's 88th Commencement Ceremony. Please welcome Heidi Gerlach to lead us in the singing of the National Anthem. Heidi hails from Eugene, Oregon, and she is graduating today with a Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Theater Arts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Heidi. Friends, family, faculty, and graduates, you may now be seated. It is at this time, it is my honor to introduce Eastern Oregon University President Tom Insco.
Thank you, Dr. Carpillo. And before we really begin, thank you to all of you for enduring the tightness here, but it also really is emblematic of the EOU community. We're tight, we're a family here, and so welcome. It also is nostalgic for me because 24 years ago I had the opportunity to sit right out there in this Coliseum in my own graduation. During the past year, we have made new friends and acquaintances, but also lost dear colleagues and friends, some much too early. I would like to start our ceremony by observing a moment of silence in their honor. Thank you. This is the happiest day of the year at Eastern Oregon University. We mark the importance of the day with the solemnity of centuries-long ritual, and we celebrate. We celebrate because today, like no other, captures why we are here and why we enjoy being here. We celebrate first and foremost, of course, the graduates of whom we are all proud. Along with the graduates of Eastern Oregon University, we also celebrate Oregon Health and Science University's 37th commencement and Oregon State University's 32nd commencement here in La Grande. I will now introduce those joining me on stage today. As I introduce you, please stand and remain standing. Please hold your applause until I've made all the introductions. I would like to start with our honored guest and keynote speaker, Bobby Connor, Director of the Temescallict Cultural Institute and Vice Chair of the EOU Board of Trustees. Also joining me are Dr. Sarah Witt, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Charlotte Burgard, our 2018 President's Scholar, Dr. Dixie Lund, EOU Board Trustee, Dr. Lacey Carpillo, Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Dan Mckay, Dean, Colleges of Business and Education, Mr. Nate Lau, Dean, College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, and Ms. Rebecca Mckay, Clinical Instructor, Oregon Health and Science University. And to my right, seated with our faculty and our members of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Linda Jarofsky, Helen Moore, Richard Chaves, and Cheryl Martin. Thank you. You may all be seated. Dr. Alan Evans, Professor of Education, is seated with our faculty. Dr. Evans is the 2018 recipient of the Distinguished Faculty Award and has the honor of being our Grand Marshal today. Will you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. I am proud to have the honor of introducing this year's commencement speaker, Bobby Connor. Since 1998, Bobby has been the director of the Temescallik Cultural Institute, located in Pendleton, Oregon. She is a well-published writer and lecturer on cultural preservation issues and mentors young scholars who are interested in tribal cultural preservation. In 2007, she received the EcoTrust Indigenous Leadership Award for her work representing the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation. Most recently, she was named to the board of the Oregon Community Foundation. Now, I could go on, citing Bobby's engagement with the region, state, and beyond. But it's really her reverence for the Grand Ronde Valley and passion for education that makes her service to EOU as a member of our inaugural Board of Trustees so fitting and valuable. We are blessed to count her as a mountaineer. So please give a warm welcome to Bobby Connor.
Tatala. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is my distinct pleasure to be here today in the land of the Mounties, in Cayuse country, in Kapkapa, the place of the cottonwoods. This afternoon I want to share with you a little bit of my family history connected to this place over and over, again and again, spanning centuries. And I want to talk briefly about the story of your life that you're writing right now. And then we'll be back to ceremony and celebration. One of my ancestors, my grandmother's grandmother, died here on the Black Hawk Trail, just a little bit northeast of here. In her camp, her life was taken by one of our enemies from the south, the Bannocks. She was a medicine woman. Another ancestor spoke in the Walla Walla Valley in 1855 at the Treaty Council to say that this place, the Grand Ronde Valley, should continue to be his home forever. He was a headman, a leader, a miochat. His wish was not granted, but we continue to come here to our home today. Another family ancestor installed in the 1860s a boundary marker just a few miles northeast of here on the other side of the hills to protect his home from encroachment near Minam. That encroachment would come anyway. And 110 years ago, my grandmother, my mother's mother, traveled this area as a child on horseback. Every year, through this valley, to camp and gather food, the renewed, plentiful plants and fish and game that were our harvest. And those foods that they gathered over a 6 to 7 month period would sustain them through the harsh winter months in their winter villages. The course of human history would alter our tribal trajectory. So 100 years ago, my grandfather, a Cayuse Nez Perce man, was home from World War I, from the US Navy, where he'd been off the coast of France, and he wanted a chance at higher education. He didn't yet have the right to vote. That would come in 1924. But his request to learn drafting and surveying would be denied. He was told to stay home, raise his family, and learn to farm. 40 plus years later, he would help launch the Indian Festival of Arts here in La Grande, and he would spend much of his life documenting our culture on this landscape. And then 51 years ago, my mother, who is here today, graduated from Eastern Oregon. She came to Eastern Oregon College to become an educator, and she had us kids in tow, and her proud parents, like yours, were here for commencement. She would go on to garner 2 more degrees before she was done. And her father, who was denied his chance at higher education, would insist that his children go to college, and all but one of them did. This is my story. Why does it matter to you? If you don't already know it, this is a very, very special place. This place has been revered for thousands of years and still is. The gifts of nature in this landscape and ecosystem have sustained and nurtured humans for a very long time. This historical context that you have lived in here, that you have studied in, will at some point become more important to you than it is today. You won't know when or how, or even why, but it will be a very important place in your life story. People have been living and dying here in the Grand Ronde Valley for a very long time. And when you leave here after graduation, you will be leaving staff and faculty and colleagues and friends. Most of them are all alive, but some of them have gone before you. They will live forever in your hearts, in your memory of this place. What you've gained from being here is more than an academic education. You have been embraced by this place, and it is now part of your story for the rest of your life. This university is part of you, and it will always be part of you. And you have influenced and shaped this place through the bonds of friendship that you've forged here with fellow students, faculty, staff, with LeGrand, businesses and townspeople, and with this landscape, and they will be lasting. You are now part of the Eastern Oregon legacy. You have influenced the culture of this place by your very presence, by the voice you provided, by the challenges you made to other voices, and by the thoughts you've shared here. By becoming a Mountie, you made a connection to this place, to a culture and to an institution. And you made a connection with learning. Please keep connecting, keep learning, keep influencing long after today. The future you shape is not tomorrow, it's right now. It's not a distant destination, it's immediately here. And I do hope that you will decide, now that you've been here, that you've completed this part of your education, that you will decide to be less afraid, less intimidated, less overwhelmed, less isolated, because you are armed with knowledge and a network. You can make a difference. What I learned from my grandfathers and desire for higher education, from my grandmothers and grandfathers' stories about this homeland and its history, and what I learned from my mother's college experience when I was here in elementary school was this: it does not matter what anyone else thinks of you. It matters what you think of yourself. You have to believe in you and all of your possibilities. You have to have faith in yourself and in institutions. You must act on your beliefs. You can prevail, even if it takes a very, very long time. I believe my mother and I were, in 1984, the first family on the Umatilla Reservation to have 2 master's level graduates. And there are many more since then. The future holds many possibilities for all of us. Some of you are first-generation college graduates. Some of you come from long lines of Mounties for generations and generations. Some of you spent 4 years on this campus. Some of you spent a lot of years online and at other campuses and just arrived here this week. Some of you are raising families while you're doing everything else you're doing. And some of you work 3 jobs to make it through. Most of you have debt as a consequence of this experience. Most of your parents have made sacrifices and may have signed loans as well. Your education is an investment we've all made, and we're proud of you. I love this place, this valley, the rivers, the streams, the mountains, and this university. When my mom started college here in 1950 at Willamette University, she finished here 17 years later. She was a non-traditional student by every stretch of the imagination at that time. She was brown, she was tribal, she was single head of household, she had children in tow, and she was a devoted daughter of parents who sometimes needed her on the other side of the hill in Pendleton. And we were, like most students, fairly poor in cash and assets, but rich in culture and family support. The good news is that education is the great equalizer in our society. Her degree meant an end to lowly paid recreation jobs and waitressing. She was typically the only American Indian educator in every school district she taught in Oregon and Washington. One of those school districts had a 40% Native American population. With her degree, she became a role model for me and all of the students in the school every day. Everyone seemed to seek her advice: parents, teachers, educators, counselors, administrators. She was valuable and valued like you are now. And she could help solve problems. You have been influenced and shaped. It's not going to end here. You are going to influence and shape when you leave here. All of you are achievers. You have completed a tremendous milestone. Congratulations. Embrace your success, revel in it, celebrate. You have mastered scheduling and class logistics and being on time. You have learned how to handle deadlines, finances, and paperwork, and you have beaten the odds that procrastination would win. In all seriousness, you have sacrificed much, and so have your families. You've learned more than you realize today. When you leave here, you will understand what you have grown to be here on campus and in your educational process. You've learned how to stand up for yourself. You've learned how to frame an argument. You've learned how to think, inquire, research, analyze, and present. You've learned how you feel about others and yourself, and you've learned how to fail sometimes the most important lesson. And some of us learn it more than once. You are writing your own story. The next chapter is not, from my perspective, what you're going to be, but who you're going to be. Who will you be? Who are you becoming? I pray and hope that you are hardworking and compassionate, that you are capable and flexible, that you are perseverant and open-minded, that you are generous and you will help others like you've been helped here at Eastern Oregon University and by your support networks who helped you make this day possible. I hope you will all be grateful and humble for the riches that you have earned through your journey thus far. We will all be better for what you will do. Good luck, and God bless.
Thank you, Bobby, for sharing your story and your wisdom. Now it's my honor to introduce Dr. Dixie Lund, EOU Board Trustee and former EOU President. Trustee Lund will now offer a greeting on behalf of the board.
Thank you, Tom. Contrary to what your commencement program says, I am not David Nelson. Just want to get that straight. He had planned to be here, but some circumstances are preventing his attendance today. So I am really honored and very pleased to be able to represent the Board of Trustees. So good afternoon to everyone here in this facility and to those who are out there in live stream land and on Facebook. We appreciate your being here. This is an auspicious occasion, one of which we can all be very proud. The Board of Trustees was established in 2014 by the state of Oregon and is comprised of individuals who are passionate about higher education. And we are all from this region. In particular, though, we are passionate about Eastern Oregon University. Our students, our faculty, our staff, and our communities. We are educators, doctors, ranchers, professional people, cultural institute directors, and faculty, staff, and students who love and care about this institution. Our job is to govern this university and to help oversee all that happens here. But most importantly, we care about what happens next. Your future is what happens next. As graduates of Eastern, that future lies before you. You have attended the classes, right? Completed the assignments, right? Passed the tests, lived through finals, and made it here today to graduation. You are the examples of the future. You are the models of what can be accomplished. These are your goals, your dreams, and your realities, and we were all extremely proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Lund. So each year we select an outstanding graduating senior as the President's Scholar. That student is then asked to speak at graduation on behalf of the graduating class. Charlotte grew up in the small town of Vernonia, Oregon. In 2012, she moved to Ione, Oregon, where she graduated from high school in 2014. That fall, she started her collegiate journey here at Eastern Oregon University. Her experiences both in and out of the classroom truly exemplify what it means to get an education at EOU. She benefited from participating in hands-on professional research while learning from professors who mentored and encouraged her to stretch beyond what she thought was possible. It is through these opportunities and support and her hard work and tenacity that brings her to the stage today. Graduating summa cum laude with a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and a minor in Psychology, it is my pleasure to introduce Charlotte Burgard as the 2018 President's Scholar. Please join me in congratulating Charlotte.
Thank you for the introduction. And congratulations to all of my fellow students who have made it past this milestone in their lives. I am proud to say that today we are graduates from Eastern Oregon University, and I am overjoyed to be given this opportunity to speak to you. It has been a long journey, but we have made it to our destination seemingly intact. I came here to go to school, but it turns out life happens along the way. Illness, loss, financial instability, and of course, homework. Yet here we all are, leading blue and gold into what has become our future. This day is not only about our future, however, but the future of our world. What we do after this will impact not only our lives, but the lives of those around us. We have a chance to put into action Gandhi's famous words, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Through our educations, we have not only learned from the texts in our books, but from the ever-evolving world that affects us in a personal manner. Now it is our time to write the stories which others will read. It is our time to decide what it is that is important. I know this question is difficult to ask, and this is why we cannot settle on simple solutions. Through our experiences at Eastern Oregon University, we have been prepared to explore the answers to questions such as these. We have been equipped with tools of the trade, critical thinking, diversification, teamwork, and persistence. The courses we have taken have built on our abilities, crafting something beautiful. From my experience, even a class such as snowboarding brought great value. I had never before tried such an activity. Typically, strapping both feet into a 3-foot board and jumping off of a mountain doesn't seem like a good idea, but when I did it, I loved it. When I started, I often fell, would get up, and then almost immediately fall again. Now when I snowboard, I stand strong, knowing that when I fall, even if it hurts, all that is required is to get back up and try again. This is a lesson applicable to every area of life, a lesson that has made me stronger and more willing to try things, even when there is that risk of falling. Eastern Oregon University has also allowed many of us to reach beyond our courses and challenged us to engage with our local community. Our school has provided countless opportunities to become involved in clubs and events, to volunteer and give back, and to just relax and have fun. Of the many clubs which are present on our campus, I was encouraged from my freshman year to join and be an active member of the Chemistry Club and Pre-Professional Health Club. As a member of the Chemistry Club, I was able to volunteer for events such as Girls in Science, which allowed me to share my passion for science with young women using real-world applications in fun and exciting ways. I made some strong bonds, some may say covalent, with other members, as well as many memories. Along with the volunteer events in which the Chemistry Club often engages, we have a special opportunity to bring students to the American Chemical Society national meetings. From this experience, I was able to present undergraduate research in a professional setting, as well as explore some of the many vivacious cultures within our country. With the Pre-Professional Health Club, I volunteered at Oregon Mission of Mercy in 2015. This was a 2-day free dental clinic which took place in Portland, Oregon. There were thousands of people who came for the free medical attention. Seeing that room full of people who did not have access to even basic medical needs, such as a teeth cleaning, truly changed my perspective of the world. Before this experience, I had already decided to go into the medical field. However, now, I know that I want to change the way medical attention is available to people in our country. It was an amazing feeling to be a part of what allowed these people to leave with a smile. So many aspects of Eastern Oregon University make our school unique. The faculty and staff of this university are like a family. They want to see you succeed. They are the trunk to the branches of a tree, which can only continue to grow. The small classes allow connection to our professors directly, which leads to exceptional education and lasting professional relationships. Everyone in this room today is here for a reason. Whether you are a student, faculty, family, or friend, we are here because of a belief in education, a belief that change lies within. I'm excited to see the change that we set upon this world, as I know from personal experience that anything you set your mind to can be achieved. I came to Eastern to obtain my degree, but I am leaving with much more. The friends that I have made and the experiences that I have had are irreplaceable. What I intend to say is that I am proud to be graduating from Eastern Oregon University, a school with people who are concerned with the future of our world, connected to each other, tenacious, strong, and passionate. I am proud to be a Mountaineer, graduating from a school that has given me access to the best education possible. I will be the 4th generation of my family to receive a degree from Eastern Oregon University, and I hold high hopes that I'm not the last. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte, and thank you for being a Mountaineer. So are you all ready? Well, it is my pleasure now to introduce Nate Lau, Dean, College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences.
We will now begin the conferral of degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Fine Arts in the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences please rise and proceed to the platform? President Insco, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their degrees of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendations of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Master of Fine Arts with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the Master of Fine Arts degree please come forward?
James Benton, Master of Fine Arts, LeGrand, Oregon. Service to the United States Navy. Stephen Jackson, Master of Fine Arts, Bend, Oregon. Caitlin Presley, Master of Fine Arts, LeGrand, Oregon.
Will Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Music in the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences please rise and proceed to the platform? President Insco, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their programs of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Music, with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the baccalaureate degrees please come forward?
Ziola Ray Cagle-Grindy, Bachelor of Science, Theater Arts, Bachelor of Music degree, Lewiston, Idaho. Aubrey A. Slaughter, Bachelor of Music, cum laude, Wilsonville, Oregon. Heidi Elizabeth Gerlach, Bachelor of Science, Theater Arts, Bachelor of Music, summa cum laude, Eugene, Oregon. Kimberly Westinsko, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Boise, Idaho. Esmeralda Orozco, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Madras, Oregon. John Caleb Dillmore, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Clinton, Mississippi. Jonathan Michael Nolan, Bachelor of Science, English Writing, Vacaville, California. Kelly Montgomery, Bachelor of Science, Politics and Economics, Paris, California. Jason DeMartile, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Fairfield, California. Corey Moore, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, College Place, Washington. Kaylee Graves, Bachelor of Science, Communication Studies, Union, Oregon. Abby Keys, Bachelor of Science, Communication Studies, magna cum laude, Dufur, Oregon. Rebecca Kane, Bachelor of Science, Communication Studies, Pendleton, Oregon. Pamela Reed, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, cum laude, Sanders, Arizona. Julie Johnson Lowy, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, cum laude, Bend, Oregon. Robin Kumper, Bachelor of Science, Liberal Studies, magna cum laude, Florence, Oregon. Callie J. Norman, Bachelor of Science, Chemistry, Biochemistry, magna cum laude, Bend, Oregon. Rebecca Lord, Bachelor of Science, Anthropology and Sociology, summa cum laude, La Grande, Oregon. Morris Capers, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Bellevue, Washington. Noah Scott McLean, Bachelor of Science, Communication Studies, Camarillo, California. Jordan Lewis Lyons, Bachelor of Science, Communication Studies, Manteca, California. Tanith Moyer, Bachelor of Arts, English and Writing, magna cum laude, Escondido, California. Haley Stammen, Bachelor of Arts, English Writing, Magnolia, Texas. Dakota James Gordon, Bachelor of Arts, English Writing, Bachelor of Arts, History, Prospect, Oregon. Mesdeline Reed, Bachelor of Science, English Writing, magna cum laude, Southern Oregon. Michaela Renee Mangione, Bachelor of Arts, English Writing, cum laude, Hermiston, Oregon. Corey Andrews, Bachelor of Science, English Writing, cum laude, Union, Oregon. Alan J. Stojan, Bachelor of Science, Theater Arts, Washougal, Washington. Cassandra K. Johnson, Bachelor of Science, Theater Arts, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, Nyssa, Oregon. Rachel Nicole Story, Bachelor of Science, Politics and Economics, summa cum laude, Clarkston, Washington. Avalon Janae Bloodgood, Bachelor of Music degree, summa cum laude, La Grande, Oregon. Victoria Marie Ingram, Bachelor of Science, Theater Arts, Bachelor of Music, summa cum laude, Wrangell, Alaska. Nathan Ibra Maley, Bachelor of Science, English Writing, Morgantown, West Virginia. Ashley Ray Allen, Bachelor of Science, Communication Studies, Houston, Texas. Lexus Laird, Bachelor of Science, Communication Studies, North Bend, Oregon. Hannah Brandsma, Bachelor of Science, Anthropology, Sociology, summa cum laude, John Day, Oregon. Nadine Uwase, Bachelor of Science, Anthropology, Sociology, Congo, Kinesha, Congo, Africa. Myra Mendoza, Bachelor of Science, Anthropology, Sociology, Pendleton, Oregon. Sierra M. Ibarra, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Walla Walla, Washington. Abby Serena Lord Joseph Harrington, Bachelor of Science, Liberal Studies, cum laude, Vancouver, Washington. Kimberly Helen Kulchek, Bachelor of Science, Liberal Studies, magna cum laude, Poway, California. Jessica Lynn Vanderstay, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, cum laude, Vancouver, Washington. Jessica Arnson, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Fort Worth, Texas. Amanda Brooke Parsons, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, summa cum laude, McMinnville, Oregon. Stephanie K. Loving, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Oregon, Oregon. Stephanie Brooks, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Olympia, Washington. Mary Olarte, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Portland, Oregon. Amy Jean Roseberry, Bachelor of Science, Anthropology, Sociology, cum laude, Joseph, Oregon. Dawn Renee McLaughlin, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Lancaster, California. Sarah Faye Cheney, Bachelor of Science, Communication Studies, Caldwell, Idaho. Jasmine Iregas, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Ontario, Oregon. Heather Nearing, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, cum laude, Estacada, Oregon, United States Air Force. Kai Kuihala Roberson, Bachelor of Science, Liberal Studies, Kaneohe, Hawaii. Hannah Marie Barclay, Bachelor of Science, History, cum laude, New Plymouth, Idaho. Talisha Marie Bodigheimer Goodwin, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Hermiston, Oregon. Kimberly Michelle Schmidt, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Oregon City, Oregon. Cassandra Galbraith, Bachelor of Science, History, Umatilla, Oregon. Jennifer A. Coulter, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Dallas, Oregon. Julia Irene Neptune, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Roseburg, Oregon. Jamileni Izaza, Bachelor of Arts, Integrative Studies, Nampa, Idaho. Adam Gonzalez, Bachelor of Science, Liberal Studies, Sacramento, California. Skyla DeLint, Bachelor of Science, English Writing, Cove, Oregon. Jessica Weiland, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, summa cum laude, Imbler, Oregon. Megan K. Rankin, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Mossy Rock, Washington. Connor Brennan Wood, Bachelor of Science, History, LaGrande, Oregon. Jordan Payne, Bachelor of Science, Communication Studies, Camas, Washington. Calvin Connors, Bachelor of Science, History, Winnemucca, Nevada. Mick Wilson, Bachelor of Science, History, Council, Idaho. Blake O'Donnell, Bachelor of Science, Communication Studies, Yucaipa, California. Yasmin Eve Mukerdam, Bachelor of Science, Communication Studies, summa cum laude, Brisbane, Queensland. Angelica Maria Fuentes, Bachelor of Science, Integrative Studies, Nissa, Oregon. Angela Mary Oviedo, Bachelor of Science, Liberal Studies, Early Childhood Education, Nissa, Oregon.
So it's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Dan Mckay, Dean, College of Business and Education.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching and Master of Science in Education in the College of Education please rise and proceed to the platform? President Insco, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their programs of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendations of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching and the degree of Master of Science in Education with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the Master of Arts in Teaching and the Master of Science in Education degrees please come forward?
Cidrano Regno, Master of Arts in Teaching, Fruitland, Idaho. Ozzy Martinez, Master of Arts in Teaching, Wapato, Washington. Jared Weaver, Master of Arts in Teaching, Portland, Oregon. Lisa Hollingsworth, Master of Arts in Teaching, Tennyson, New South Wales, Australia. Rose Simpson, Master of Arts in Teaching, Enterprise, Oregon. Brittany Hall, Master of Arts in Teaching, Milton Freewater, Oregon. Austin Strzok, Master of Arts in Teaching, Yakima, Washington. Mariah Swanson, Master of Arts in Teaching, Burlington, Washington. Peyton Parrish, Master of Arts in Teaching, Grandview, Washington. Darian Gosling, Master of Arts in Teaching, Wapata, Washington. Kelsey K. Hurleman, Master of Arts in Teaching, Cloverdale, Oregon. Kezer Grace Presley, Master of Arts in Teaching, Salem, Oregon. Dominic DeHaven, Master of Arts in Teaching, John Day, Oregon. Tiana Lene Cobian, Master of Arts in Teaching, Lakeview, Oregon. Jessica Lane, Master of Arts in Teaching, John Day, Oregon. Sarah Jacobson, Master of Arts in Teaching, Goldendale, Washington. Susie Ellen Dopkins, Master of Arts in Teaching, Rolla, Missouri. Jessica Lynn Cameron, Master of Arts in Teaching, Heddlesburg, California. Michael Rubrecht, Master of Arts in Teaching, LeGrand, Oregon. Caroline Elizabeth Brown, Master of Arts in Teaching, Glide, Oregon. Brad Chastain, Master of Arts in Teaching, Christmas Valley, Oregon. Maria Mejia, Master of Arts in Teaching, Ontario, Oregon. Annabelle Magallanes Ochoa, Master of Arts in Teaching, Santa Ana, Sonora, Mexico. Melissa K. Kiefer, Master of Arts in Teaching, Boardman, Oregon. Crystal Ann Wortman, Master of Arts in Teaching, LeGrand, Oregon. Dakota Jenkins, Master of Arts in Teaching, LeGrand, Oregon. Kari Koznek, Master of Arts in Teaching, Sunday, Oregon. Janae Rose Henniger, Master of Arts in Teaching, Nissa, Oregon. Kylie Hargett, Master of Arts in Teaching, Fernley, Nevada. Allie Jordan Abrego, Master of Arts in Teaching, North Powder, Oregon. McKenna Michael Ramos, Master of Arts in Teaching, Hermiston, Oregon. Brittany Doherty, Master of Arts in Teaching, John Day, Oregon. Haynes, Master of Arts in Teaching, Hermiston, Oregon. Allie Ponovich, Master of Arts in Teaching, Battle Mountain, Nevada. Allison K. Ferdig, Master of Arts in Teaching, Baker City, Oregon.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees in the College of Education please rise and proceed to the platform? President Insco, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their degrees of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendations of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the baccalaureate degrees please come forward?
Tasha Marie Tams, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, La Grande, Oregon. McKenna Ray Michelson, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, magna cum laude, Graham, Washington. Brady Sage, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, Eugene, Oregon. Hannah Nicole Bingaman, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, summa cum laude, Ambler, Oregon. Marissa Dawn Santee, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, magna cum laude, Nampa, Idaho. McKenna Ray Miller, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, Enterprise, Oregon. Jessica Stellings, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, La Grande, Oregon. Taylor Gerlach, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, Auburn, California. Jordan Lee Anderson, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, Auburn, California. Cheyenne Rochelle Barker, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, New Plymouth, Idaho. Brandon Landwehr, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, Vancouver, Washington. Hayden Burris, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, Kennewick, Washington. Samantha Ray Cooley, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, Hermiston, Oregon. Lily Annalise Ringy, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, Hermiston, Oregon. Kaylee Lauren Sells, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, cum laude, Baker City, Oregon. Shelby Melina Spreet, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, and Elementary Education, Pendleton, Oregon. Danielle Williams, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Vail, Oregon. Tegan Wick, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Haines, Oregon. Morgan K. Colvin, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, cum laude, Cove, Oregon. Charlie Nicole Torres, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, magna cum laude, Vancouver, Washington. Megan Ann McDonough, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Hermiston, Oregon. Katrina Vanderplug, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Hermiston, Oregon. Christina Lexicos, Bachelor of Arts in Early Childhood Education, summa cum laude, Salt Lake City, Utah. Corey Morgan, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Hermiston, Oregon, United States Army. Caitlin Schimmer, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Boardman, Oregon. Mariana Hardin, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Hermiston, Oregon. Debbie Smith, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, magna cum laude, Hermiston, Oregon. Ashlyn Burnett, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Hermiston, Oregon. Celeste Rodriguez, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Hermiston, Oregon. Brianna Kaylin Martinez, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Pendleton, Oregon. Maritza Alvarez, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Pendleton, Oregon. Soshi Juarez, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Hermiston, Oregon. Tara L. Fox, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Athena, Oregon. Brianna Garcia, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Madras, Oregon. Heather Marie Strong, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Clatskanie, Oregon. Alexa Jean Totten, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, Depot Bay, Oregon. Mindy Lee Nicole Ayers, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, magna cum laude, North Bend, Oregon. Maria Bruns, Bachelor of Science, Early Childhood Education, magna cum laude, Morgan Hill, California. Jenna Bartlett, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies, cum laude, La Grande, Oregon. Sydney Woolery, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Payette, Idaho. Katrina Dayton, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Vail, Oregon. Mirtha Diaz Cuna, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, cum laude, Ontario, Oregon. Rebecca Winita Cuevas, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Nissa, Oregon. Kaylee Cooper, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Fruitland, Idaho. Brooke Johnson, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, magna cum laude, New Plymouth, Idaho. Chelsea Costner, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Payette, Idaho. Jonathan Strickland, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Portland, Oregon. Kat McDonald, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, cum laude, The Dalles, Oregon. Miranda Endres, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, magna cum laude, Oregon City, Oregon. Wanda Skoltons, Bachelor of Science, Multidisciplinary Studies in Elementary Education, Gresham, Oregon.
It is my pleasure to introduce Rebecca Mckay, Clinical Instructor, Oregon Health and Science University School of Nursing at Eastern Oregon University.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing please rise and proceed to the platform? President Insco, on behalf of the faculties of Oregon Health and Science University and Eastern Oregon University, the students before you have had the opportunity to complete their programs of study and are recommended by the faculty for their degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Eastern Oregon University Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing with all the responsibilities, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Will all those receiving the Bachelor of Science degrees please come forward? Zane Allen Smith, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, La Grande, Oregon. Sarah Hallman, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, cum laude, Hermiston, Oregon. Colleen Locken, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Cove, Oregon. Casey Lynn Jones, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, Dallas, Oregon. Joy Woods, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, Boring, Oregon. Emily Ray Patterson, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, Imbler, Oregon. Whitney Grace Harris, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Tualatin, Oregon. Shelby G. Smith, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Elgin, Oregon. Michelle Marie Berkmeyer, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, Baker City, Oregon. Phoebe Catherine Chalman, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, Ashland, Oregon. Stephanie Leanne George, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, Enterprise, Oregon. Dustin Lane, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, Canyon City, Oregon. Kara Anderson, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, North Powder, Oregon. Jennifer Laurel Hampton, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, magna cum laude, La Grande, Oregon. Melissa Maria Andino, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Baker City, Oregon. Jennifer Stanley, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, La Grande, Oregon. Corinne Heffington, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Los Angeles, California. Tristan Fox, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Colville, Washington. Charity Marie Snyder, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, Baker City, Oregon. Christy Marie Yaten, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, Baker City, Oregon. Tiffany LeRae Smith, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, Kingman, Arizona. Alexandria Perry, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, Jervis, Oregon. Army National Guard.
Congratulations. Graduates, would you please rise? Graduates, you may now move your tassels from right to left. Will the audience please rise for the singing of the alma mater, led by Aubrey Slaughter. Aubrey hails from Wilsonville, Oregon, and is graduating cum laude with a Bachelor of Music.
Majesty,
Thank you, Aubrey. We have such talented students and graduates now. Again, I want to congratulate all of our graduates and their families. Thank you for choosing EOU. We are proud to call you EOU alumni. The President's Scholar will now lead the graduates from the gymnasium. Thank you.
Get to hear that song? Not yet. Rory, you gotta make an obligated silly face.